Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. In the last one we started off the final chapter, and now for this stage.
Those tiles are booby-trapped! You better get out of there!
Hold on, that's Carmelita. She looks trapped.
Serves that cop right. She's been dogging us from the start.
It's just a misunderstanding. We've got to free her.
Are you crazy, Sly? Clockwork's probably stuck her there to trap you.
But if I don't do anything, Carmelita's doomed. Besides, stealing just won't be any fun without her.
Sly, your ridiculous raccoon logic sends shivers up my shell. But if you're determined to go through with this, that barrel will undoubtedly help, though I have no idea how you'll get up there.
Dude, a spire jump here, a rail slide there. I've done this a million times.
So like I mentioned the last time, this entire chapter is one ongoing section with very few checkpoints, so game overs can be kind of costly. Due to that, if you see me pause like that, that's because I'm resetting the recording, because I like to record this game on a stage-per-stage basis. This is a pretty straightforward, small little level where we're going around. There's a little shortcut you can create there and here. But you shouldn't underestimate the final stealth section coming up here to get the barrel over, because it's very easy to take a cheap shot during it. Especially if you accidentally trigger the flashlights as it is. So now if I am definitely not careful, I'm going to take even more damage. Oh god.
Oh,
Help.
this is. Oh.
Help me! Sly,
go.
you seem to be collecting a collection of darts there.
Anything,
Darts Ace Bentley.
anything for the wife, Bentley. Anything for the wife.
Sly Cooper? I should have known you were behind this.
You got me wrong, Miss Fox. I'm here to rescue you.
You sentimental fool. Empathy has always been the downfall of the Cooper clan.
I knew this was a trap. Looks like I'm going to have to do some fast and furious hacking to shut down that gas before Sly's brain is turned to cheese. Haven't had to do this in a while. Okay, I used the left analog stick to steer and the right analog stick to unleash my hacker code. Those green data packets need to be destroyed if I'm going to get at the yellow security code.
So, genre shift once again over to another twin stick shooter. This time around, we gotta collect the yellow security cubes we knock off of these things. You need to be careful of the green bits that get knocked off of enemies, though, because they can also still damage you, and you only have 5 hits here, which, you know, is better than most of the rest of the game. And technically, in that regard, Bentley's programming is stronger than Sly's own body. But, yeah, this would actually become a mainstay mechanic moving forward in the series with Bentley into 2 and 3, and I actually much prefer it there for obvious reasons.
Yeah, though hacking levels, I actually really like them in 2 and 3.
The music, I remember being so fun. There's some stages I remember being a specific pain in the ass, but like, this one's pretty easy. Honestly, in that regard, it's probably the easiest part of this final world. Although I do think I've gotten a game over here at least once, but I think that's just because I kept on forgetting to destroy the extra debris, because that'll really save you in the long run. Like, you even see me there trying to rush into the yellow cube can also cause some problems, because you might move faster than you think you might be able to. Though I think you can theoretically shoot the yellow cube to bounce it around a little more, to potentially bounce it into yourself.
I'm the best! No code can stand before me!
Sly, I was wrong about you. Break me out of this force field by smashing its base, and I'll make it up to you somehow.
So, wedding bells in the distance, right?
She's like, in your dreams.
They already are.
I don't get it, Cooper. I've hunted you for years, tried to throw you behind bars, but when you get a chance to leave me in a cage, you set me free. Why?
Carmelita, we may be on opposite sides of the law, but you're not my enemy. Now, the homicidal robotic owl that built this death ray and nearly gassed us to death, that guy's on my list.
I see your point. All right. Until Clockwork and his evil schemes are destroyed, I suggest we work together.
Together at last. Huh, wait. I need that cane. It's been in my family for generations.
Don't worry, Ringtail. I'll cover you while you get it back. If you can, make your way to the top of the death ray. I stashed my jetpack there before Clockwork nabbed me.
Now that we're a team and all, I hate to leave your side.
Hold on. This truce is only temporary. Once we beat Clockwork, I'm coming after you.
Really?
Well, maybe I'll give you a 10-second head start.
The turret levels return once again, and this is probably the most dickish one in the game because enemies can sneak out of just such very obscure positions compared to everything else. Sly is definitely faster than Murray, to be fair, but that also means the level moves much more quickly, and you need to be really on your best behavior and shoot as fast as you can without shooting him. I forget why I'm shooting those. I think they do become a... Oh, wait, no, I know why. Because you need to break those later on. Otherwise, you just can't progress. That's right. So I can take care of that a little bit early. Do you have any, like, distinctly bad memories of this world, too? Honestly, I feel like it's probably most of what we've already talked about, though, like with the computer stage.
Not so much of what you already covered. Also, because I don't think I've played the final stage a lot and everything. It was usually whenever because I mostly play Sly 2 and 3. I don't really go back to 1 very much.
Yeah, it is a very weird game to go back to if you're used to 2 and 3 because of some stuff we've covered throughout the LP. So I feel you there.
Where's Carmelita's jetpack? Right where she said it would be. The magnetronic support field for the death ray got destroyed as you were making a run for your cane. You'd better hurry. This whole thing is about to fall apart.
I'm on it.
Oh, by the power of just a single extra ounce added. This is a very strict platforming section. The lava rising rate is fast enough that it will very easily catch up with you, especially as you have to wait for these electric barriers to go down. If there is a level that isn't the car section here that I expect people to die at, it's probably here because... I'm not going to say it's a big difficulty spike, but it's definitely, it requires the best of your reaction time, I guess is the best way to put it. Using proper movement to get through more quickly, like doing some jumps to maybe shortcut through some sneaking sections a little bit. Definitely makes for a very intense final world on the whole in a way I very much enjoy, but there's times where it's annoying. This is especially where I have died a lot because I will either overshoot a thing accidentally, or Sly will sometimes just gravitate towards the wrong point and die. And, that's no good.
I've had that too in like the other games too, where it's like you're expecting him to fall on the point you're going to, but then when you press the circle button, then it gravitates towards something else, and it's like, no!
Suddenly he moves 30 feet to the west, and you're in an entirely new town. Like, what the hell? What happened? Doesn't happen too often in 2 and 3, but it can very much occur in that level specifically.
Yep.
Okay, that jetpack is easy to fly. Use the left analog stick to aim and steer, and press the square button to fire its rockets. Sly! Behind you!
Sly Cooper, you have escaped my gas chamber and destroyed my death ray. Remarkable. You Coopers always find a way to beat me.
Always? So that was you in the background of all those old pictures in the Thievius Raccoonus. How old are you?
Perfection has no age.
What? You're immortal?
Revenge is the prime ingredient in the fountain of youth. I've kept myself alive for hundreds of years with a steady diet of jealousy and hate, awaiting the day when I would finally eat discredit your family's thieving reputation.
Sly! My missiles don't hurt him but seem to create holes in his armor. Shoot into the gaps I create!
Time for the final boss against Clockwork, and I also really like this one a lot. It's largely an avoidance game, but whenever you see Carmelita's electric blasts come in, you need to shoot the sections she hits as quickly as you can to do damage to the main health bar. This fight definitely goes on a little long, but I think it is probably overall the best, if not my favorite boss in the game next to Panda King. But yeah, you may have noticed that this world goes by very quickly.
It's a really good change up for a final boss. And then like a traditional one.
Yeah, it does a very good job sort of just indicating the game's generalized variety, as it does a lot of different things pretty well, even if things feel a little clunky because it's not focusing too much on one thing.
Also, yeah, he just dove headfirst into lava.
Nice shooting, Sly! You got him! Wow, that's one tough owl.
I don't get it. You're so familiar with my family. You must have known my father had a son. If you hated the Coopers so much, why did you let me live when you stole the Thievius Raccoonus?
Because I wanted to show the world that without your precious book, the Cooper line was nothing.
Ah, well, there's where you're wrong. The Thievius Raccoonus doesn't create great thieves. It takes great thieves to create the Thievius Raccoonus.
Enough, Sly Cooper. It ends here. I will finish you like I finished your father. Then the Cooper line will be erased and the
This would have terrified me as a kid.
His voice is very intimidating. This is probably the hardest part of the boss fight.
Oh, the rings.
So the way this works is that the rings themselves have two states. On and off, but when I say on and off, it's more like electric out, electric in. If you shoot at a ring, it'll swap its state around. So there's times later on where you're going to need to actively shoot the rings to avoid getting hit, and it can be pretty tight. I have died here more than any other part of the boss fight combined. Thankfully, once again, it's a pretty fast section, because as you can see, you do upwards of about a third of his health at a time. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good about that so far, buddy. Honestly, I'm trying to think what my least favorite final boss in the series is, because largely I think the series does pretty good with them. And if I guess if I had to think about it, it was probably, well, fours, I guess. More is easily the worst one there.
Yeah, I was about to just flat out say 4. You know exactly who.
Yeah, because God, 4's ending.
I know, we keep talking about it. We'll get to it eventually, but
the final section of the boss fight here is a platforming section, largely. You got to get around. Thankfully, the lava isn't rising, but if you're too slow, you'll get some dumb hits in, but if you move too fast and get impatient, you'll also take some pretty quick hits. Once you get onto Clockwork's back towards it, you need to smack his noggin a couple times. He does have a line of dialogue. I forget if I wait long enough for him to say the damn thing, because it's just so tempting to just run up to him and just start pounding into him like he's a piece of dough you need to knead.
because apparently, like, especially at this point, you just did this whole marathon level, depending on how many times you died, too.
Yeah, like, if you're younger and getting frustrated... Huh. That was weird. What happened there? I think I saw into another timeline.
Alternate ending.
Yeah, he doesn't even attack you when you get up here.
You will never be with me. Clockwork is superior.
I just took it as he's probably trying to function, but he can't.
I'm Sly Period. That doesn't even make sense. Your mom.
It took some tricky maneuvering, but I managed to snatch that last piece of the Thievius Raccoonus from Clockwork's claw. I had taken down each member of the Fiendish Five: Raleigh, Mugshot, Ms. Ruby, the Panda King, and finally Clockwork. I'd beaten them all one by one and reclaimed my birthright. Of course, there was no way I could have gotten here without the help of my pals. I know this hasn't been easy for them, yet they stuck with me through it all. Murray, boy, it took a lot of guts for him to get out in the field with me. I know he was scared, but he's got more heart than anyone I've ever known. Thank goodness for Bentley. Without his expertise, I'd have never found my way off that rooftop in Paris. A guy couldn't ask for a better gang of friends. Who could ever forget the lovely Carmelita? Looks like we're not going to be friends anymore. Now that Clockwork's death ray is out of commission, we're back to playing cops and robbers. I thought for sure she was going to slap the handcuffs on me right then and there. But instead, she was true to her word and gave me that 10-second head start. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 1. I felt bad leaving her stranded on that giant rock, but I knew it wouldn't be long before we'd see each other again.
Ah, Sly, ever the romantic.
From there, the credits do play, but we're going to save that for next time, because while the final boss is beaten, there's enough things to show off still that I figured one more part was necessary. But with that, we're going to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 12, everything else. See you guys then.
Bye-bye.